Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the cravings our clients have. Sometimes you will also have some cravings, and I will tell you why it is relevant while we are taking in psychology and interventions. Okay, so let's say you understand that your client has a lot of salt craving. Okay, so when a client is interested in taking a little bit more salt, adding salt to their plate, they're more interested in lays, okay, this chips, not on the spicy side but on the salty side. Then there is a chance that the mother of this client, when she was conceiving this child, had a lot of pent up emotions, a lot of emotional turmoil was happening for the client's mother. And uh, because in the womb the mother and the child are part of one single body, right? So the fetus also understood that a lot of emotions are there and I need to release it. So there is a need of releasing or integrating pent up emotions. Some emotions have to be kept in integrated, and others are to be released. So a lot of salt. What is salt? Salt is sodium, magnesium and everything, right? The salt always attracts water, and water is equals to emotions. So if you are not able to keep track of what I'm saying, try to use this particular connection, that salt means sodium and sodium means water. It will attract water, it requires water. So water is emotion. So the client already has a lot of emotion, maybe emotionally sensitive or holding on to the emotions. Emotional holding is also there. They will keep on ruminating about a particular emotion. That release is required, and for that they are adding extra sodium in their body. Okay, now when that is a general understanding or something that the client already has inherently, they're always into salty flavors more. You also have to check, okay, this happened back when they were in the womb, but what programming is still running in the client's lifestyle and the way of handling life, that they are still preferring salt. Okay, that means the inherent tendency to ruminate is there. So it's highly possible that your client, or if you are someone who's into a salt a little bit more, um, your water, your emotions are unbalanced. Okay, so the antidote, I cannot say it's the antidote, but it's best to balance that particular thing with mastering emotions. A lot of emotional regulation and release work is required for the client. If you take care of that, you will notice that your client feels more emotionally balanced, and they may stop taking extra salt. Let's say there is only 1 gram of salt they are supposed to take, but because the craving is too much, they are taking 2 gram. Okay, they're adding 2 grams. So what will happen, once they you will work through that emotional part, and they learn how to do that on their own, because they're going to come to the therapy not to come back again and again for the same issue, right? So when they're learning to work around their emotions, what will happen, they will take appropriate amount of salt. This is something I'm coming from my experience. Okay, so I was also into salt a lot. Now the next comes the sour. So if someone is into sour things, then you have to ask the client or the mother of the client how was their pregnancy. Chances are that the mother was very stressed. Okay, or the mother had a lot of toxicity around, she had to grapple with a lot of toxicity around or inside. Okay, so what happens, the fetus is also dealing with a lot of toxins. In fact, creating a lot of toxins in the body. So when a child has this kind of a life, what they do, they want to have a lot of sour things in their life. So what is sour thing? A sour is for the liver, by the way. So liver's work is to detoxify. So there is definitely toxins. Okay, the child will take, they will eat, their threshold of eating sour things will be quite higher, and that will tell you that they are trying physically to flush out a lot of toxins. So a lot of toxin work, liver detox will also work. Now what liver stores? Liver stores anger. Okay, so there are probably a lot of anger, frustration, to some extent resentment the mother felt, and the client has learned that pattern, and they're replaying that pattern of having toxicity around, or this attachment to toxicity is there. So once you work out that particular issue, they learn how to how much toxins they want to uh, keep in the body, and how much they want to flush it out. Okay, how to keep their body and the liver working without overworking it. Right. How to manage anger. It's not anger is something, anger is an opposite of empathy. So when a person is not understanding their own intentions, their emotions, what they want, and they feel that the environment is pushing them, pushing their threshold, then it feels like anger and aggression. Because why does a person need extra energy if an apt amount of energy could be used? The extra is there because they themselves are not aware what they want. Okay, how much they where they don't have the boundary setting understanding. They don't know where the boundaries lie, so they feel pushed. And when they feel pushed or they want to overwork, then the aggression, frustration things come up. Again, aggression and frustrations are toxicity oriented as well. So whenever there is something that is breaching their boundaries, you feel it's toxic, right? Okay. The third thing is sweet. So when a client has a lot of sweet craving, is a person who is interested in having a lot of appreciation in the life. The appreciation is not there, or the mother did not feel appreciated. You will notice. So this is something that I have seen firsthand. The client is not devoid of appreciation, but the mother is. Okay. So when the child was in the womb of the mother never felt appreciated and overworked. Okay. The sugar, what is sugar? Sugar gives you an extra energy boost. We need that particular extra energy boost because we are pushing ourselves. Again, I'm going to come back to that understanding that if a particular situation requires an apt amount of energy from me, why am I pushing extra energy? Because I feel whatever I am doing is not reaping the rewards. I want a particular thing and I'm feeling I need to push myself. Wherever there is overwork and pushing, there will be need for appreciation, and resentment. So whenever these two things are playing out, the child will have cravings of sugar, and the child will learn to push himself hard, be addicted to appreciation. Okay, even if this appreciation is coming, remember sugar, sweetness, sugar has a sweet energy, right? The sweetness also means that you want you want to reap the rewards, the fruits of your actions. Fruits are sweet generally, right? The reward, interested in rewards is something very common in these clients. Also the sweetness is related to a common issue, lifestyle disorder. It's just diabetes, right? So in diabetes also the clients are very much interested in appreciation. They will uh, put extra effort in order to get it. Even though they're getting it, they will crave more. And you will keep on thinking, when you have a diabetic client in your clinic, when you are working with them for more than 1 or 2 years, you will notice, even though you give them that appreciation, the next minute they will try to garner more appreciation from you, because that craving is there. And there are chances that the craving is not their own, it's their mother's. Okay. Sometimes when these kind of issues are hereditary, when you notice that the like 2 generations of people are having the similar craving, then it is not related to, that pattern is coming way before your client. Okay, way before the 2 generations, the pattern that is running in the family. Okay. So you work around that particular tendency. Sometimes it will fit into the therapeutic work that you are doing, and other times you will notice, when after working through these focused issues, you will notice the craving of your client will shift. So this is why I keep on asking, after giving any strong intervention, after working through a particular strong emotion, core emotions, like what are the core emotions? Core emotions of abandonment, not feeling seen, not feeling appreciated, not feeling heard. These are very core. I'm not good enough at the core of every trauma, every issue that you will encounter in this in this particular planet. Okay. So when you're working with this very core emotions, any level of processing has been conducted. Notice and you ask your client, is there any change in your craving? What is happening with your food cravings? What are you interested in? Similarly, when your client has interest in spicy food, now spice is about someone who wants to who is craving adventure, wants to break their limitations. So someone is feeling limited. Who craves to break? Someone who is feeling limited by their surroundings, by their own ideas. So spicy is required when your client is feeling restricted in the surroundings. So when you work with this restriction things as well, they will be able to the craving for spicy things will reduce a lot. So we don't go and tell our children, tell our friends, oh please don't eat it, you are taking a lot of salt, you are eating a lot of spice these days. No, you just sit and try to understand what they're lacking in their life, that they are trying to substitute or physically process by eating or craving these things. Okay, the spicy has been taken care, then it's bitter. So when someone loves bitter food, this is a person who wants to bring a lot of firmness in their life, because bitter is associated with Saturn. Saturn is someone who wants to work. So chances are that this person does not feel that they're working hard enough. And who does not feel they're working hard enough? Someone who is underappreciated, someone who's not seen. Again, I'm coming back to the same problem, right? Someone who believes they are not good enough. Okay, they will crave bitterness, because remember, people who are afraid of um, flaying, people who have this imposter issue, imposter syndrome and stuff, they don't feel good enough, and they're more interested in taking a little bit of bitterness, because they're attuning themselves subconsciously to bitterness of life. They are already subjected to the bitterness of life. What is bitterness? Bitterness is equal to bile. What is bile? Bile is something that you secrete so that you can digest fat. What is fat? Fat is a nourishment that our body requires to absorb shock, right? One of the primary purpose of fat is protection. So you are using or corroding, any both ways it can go. When you are working with the psychoanalytic perspective, you will notice what they are using the bile, the bitterness for. Either they are absorbing shock, or they are accepting, sorry, they are trying to absorb the blows of life, or they are trying to invite blows of life so that they do not flay. Okay, so a person who is bitter is someone who already seen bitterness in life. Their expectations have been thwarted. What they've thought is a reality is not a reality anymore. Okay, so that bitterness is also there. And remember, bitter is also associated with Saturn. So if you're not able to connect the dots, please work and learn about a little bit about what the Saturnian qualities are. The Saturn is very much action, 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 later reward. So you will notice the bitterness and the sweetness, they have a you know very strange relationship, very weird relationship. Because if you notice, the pancreas is the place where it looks like a bitter god, right? and and if you eat a bitter gourd, the flavor that will come in your mouth, okay, it will be a little bit sweet. Okay, so you keep on working, 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 and the sweetness of the results of that particular action will be given, but it is very, very little. So this is the pattern of the client. The client who is attuned to bitterness or craves bitterness is someone who is trying to work hard, and some program is there that is telling them you need to work hard. Now um, a lot of work is a lot of perspective change is supposed to be there, because we're not supposed to work hard, right? Not everyone is supposed to work hard. Sometimes smart work is also to be included, but that is very subject to the client. But inherently your client is interested in working hard, and they either have learned it from their environment, from their mother, watching anyone, okay, or they have learned it by experience. So too much bitter is also not good. right? So we tone down that. In order to tone down, we also have to work with why they feel they need to work really very hard. Also, why uh, they don't want to have sweetness in life. Okay, you will notice people who are diabetic, they are asked to eat bitter things. Why? Bitterness is the balancing agent of sweetness. Sweetness of life means to the ability to accept rewards, the ability to feel okay, I can digest sweetness of life. So when it comes to bitterness, this client is thinking, I'm not supposed to, you know, I'm not supposed to digest the sweetness of life. I don't deserve it. So that deservability is a very important. I'm not good enough again, right? That particular sector is there. So every single person, and every single system, including the mother and the child and the family, okay, how they worked through that particular I'm not good enough will tell you what there will be, how they will have a particular kind of a craving, okay, how they process that particular core issue. So if you felt this can work, this can be helpful in your practice, do let me know, like, share, comment if you felt that's a very strange topic that I'm talking about, or you have some questions and you feel okay, this is also you have noticed the same thing or similar things in your life as well. Thank you for listening. Okay, bye.